So what you want to do is start out by filing your nails. So you want to just buff them lightly around the edges just to get rid of any sort of sharp edges and just make them the shape that you wanted. I'm just going for a really natural shape, so I'm just getting rid of any bumps and lines. So you start out with number 1, which is the bond. So this Kiara Sky nail dipping powder set, it actually has all of the numbers on the sides of the bottles, so you'll never forget which one you have to use first. So you paint that all over your nails just as a primer. Now you go in with number 2, and this is the base. So this is where it gets tricky. Start by having the powder open and ready for you to dip your fingers into for when you need it. Just a pure white powder. Now these powders come in a lot of different colors, but I personally just like white. So you start out by painting 3/4 of your nail. So if you guys can see that, I don't paint all the way to the cuticle, just because if you do, it will get too bulky later on when you do apply more layers of the powder. So I just dip it in the powder and brush off all the excess, and then go in and paint right from the cuticle until the end of the nail. Each time you dip your nail into the powder, you need to reapply the base over the top. So I'm just dipping my whole finger into the powder and tapping off the excess, and as you can see here, I'm just wiping away the excess again, and my nail is completely covered this time. So I want to do another layer over the top with the base and then dipping into the powder again. So that's 2 full dips into the powder before you move on to your next nail. So dipping in once again, and there we have it. So I'm just going to apply one more base coat to the top so that it's nice and shiny. It doesn't matter about the excess powder that's around your nail at the moment. You just want to go ahead and do the same steps with the rest of your hand until it is all completely done. I have just sped up the rest of this process for you guys just so you can see how I'm doing it. So I've done 2 nails now, and this is what they should look like. Moving on to the 3rd nail. Once you have completed all of your fingernails on one hand, you want to go ahead and let that air dry for a minute. I'm just fanning it just to speed up the process a little bit. You don't want to touch your nails until they are completely dry. Now going in with the 3rd step of the process. So this is the Seal Protect, and you literally just paint this all over. It is quite watery and hard to see, so just make sure you get a good amount on your brush before you put it on your nail. It doesn't really have to be perfect with this step. It is more just like a coat to seal it in. If there are any lumps and bumps on your nails from dipping it into the powder, it can be a little bit tricky to get an even coat. You can go and buff in your nails after you have done this step. So just lightly buffing over as to not take away the colour, but just take away the lumps and bumps. Now for the 4th and final step of this dipping system, this is just the top coat. So what you want to do is just paint your entire nail, make sure that it is all covered so that it completely seals in all the hard work that you've just done. You want to be very careful with this because it does get very sticky. As soon as you touch it, then your fingers will stick together. It's almost like the consistency of nail glue, but it's a top coat. So you just paint your whole nails and then you let that dry for a good 2 minutes just to make sure. And that's it, guys. So it's super simple. It is a little bit tedious and takes a bit of time, so take your time with it, be patient, and if it doesn't come out right the first go, then just give it another try. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's something a little bit different. It's super affordable and so much better than sitting in the nail salon for hours on end when you can do it just by yourself at home. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my videos. We'll see you all next time. Bye!